The Ostrich Effect. Ever wonder why you'd rather not know what you owe? The envelope sits unopened on your kitchen counter. Its red, final notice stamp catches the morning light. Your hand drifts toward it. Then it pulls back. You already know roughly what the number says, and knowing roughly feels safer than knowing exactly. So the envelope stays sealed. The coffee goes cold beside it. You tell yourself you'll deal with it tonight. Tonight becomes tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes the weekend. The paper yellows a little at the corner, and the whole time, nothing about the amount has changed. Only your willingness to look at it has. That small refusal has a name. It was studied by economists, not therapists, and it quietly explains more of your money life than your salary ever will. The house is quiet. The mail carrier came and went hours ago. You've walked past it 4 times already. Look becomes tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes never. Here's the strange part. The name comes from a bird that never actually does the thing we blame it for. Ostriches don't bury their heads in the sand. They can't. They'd suffocate. When danger comes and they can't run, they drop flat to the ground and go still, trying to vanish into the dirt. But the myth was too useful to die. For 2,000 years, people have used it to describe a very human move. See the threat, feel it, then look away on purpose. Not because you forgot, because remembering hurts. Over the next few minutes, I want to show you where this habit really comes from. Why your brain treats a bank balance like a predator. Why the tools keep changing, but the flinch never does. And why the people who stay calm with money aren't braver than you. They've just built a different relationship with looking. Stay with me. This one habit hides inside 100 others. And once you see it, you can't unsee it anywhere. Watch how ordinary it looks. A man sits at his kitchen table on a Sunday night. The statement came 3 days ago. It's still in the pile under a takeout menu he'll never call. He knows the spending was heavier this month. He can feel it, the way you feel weather coming. So he doesn't open it. He scrolls his phone instead. He reads the news about strangers. He answers an email that could have waited a week. Anything with a screen that isn't the one number he's avoiding. This isn't laziness. He works hard. It isn't stupidity. He's sharp about everything else in his life. It's something quieter and more stubborn. His mind has decided that not knowing is a form of protection. And for one more night, it works. The pile stays a pile. The feeling stays vague. And vague, tonight, feels survivable. Tomorrow, he'll feel it again, a little heavier, and he'll do the exact same thing. The relief is real. The problem is, so is the bill. Now notice the phones. Look how many people keep them face down. On the cafe table, on the desk, on the nightstand before sleep. We tell ourselves it's about focus, about being present. Sometimes it is. But there's another version of face down. The one where you don't open the banking app the night before payday. Where you check the weather, the scores, 3 group chats, but never the balance. Researchers found something clean here. When markets fall, investors log in to check their accounts far less often. Not more, less. The worse the news is likely to be, the less we look. Carlson, Lowenstein, and Seppi described exactly this pattern. Attention isn't driven only by what's important. It's driven by what feels safe to see. And a shrinking number never feels safe. So the eyes slide past it every single time. We think we run our attention. Often, our fear runs it for us, quietly, from underneath. The most avoided screen on your phone is rarely the loudest one. So where did the bird myth even start? Trace it back far enough, and you reach Pliny the Elder, a Roman writer from nearly 2,000 years ago. He described ostriches shoving their heads into bushes, believing that if they couldn't see the hunter couldn't see them. He was wrong about the bird, but he was accidentally right about us, because that is exactly the logic your fear runs on. If I don't see the debt can't reach me tonight. It's magical thinking, wearing the costume of a busy adult, and it's ancient. Long before credit cards, before apps, before red stamps on envelopes, people were already looking away from the thing chasing them. The predators changed. The paperwork changed. The instinct didn't move an inch. You are running software written before money was even invented. We just gave the old instinct a new name and a monthly due date. Same fear, newer packaging, identical result. Here's the mechanism underneath it. Your brain doesn't file a frightening number as information. It files it as threat. And threats trigger the same ancient system built for predators and cliffs. The problem is that this system is terrible at math. It can't tell the difference between a lion in the grass and a text from your bank. Both spike the same alarm. So it does what it evolved to do. It steers you away from the source of the fear, away from the envelope, away from the app. In the short term, the fear drops. You feel relief. And that relief is the real trap, because your brain just learned something dangerous. It learned that avoiding equals safety. Do that enough times, and the avoidance stops being a decision. You no longer choose not to look. Not looking quietly becomes who you are. And the strangest part? The relief feels like wisdom. It feels like you handled it. You didn't. You just postponed it and paid a fee. That is how a one-time flinch hardens into a lifelong reflex. But here's the part almost no one connects. The Ostrich Effect wasn't born in psychology, it was born in finance. Two economists, Dan Galai and Orly Sadi, gave it its name in the 2000s. They weren't studying anxious families at kitchen tables. They were studying investors, people who chose assets they couldn't easily check, almost as if not seeing the risk made the risk feel smaller. Sit with that for a second. The metaphor was built from the very beginning to describe money. Not spiders, not the dentist. Money, which means the unopened envelope on your counter and the untouched account of a serious investor are the same behavior, same instinct, same cost. And here's why that matters. If it's a behavior, not a character flaw, then it can be changed. You are not broken. You are running a pattern. Patterns can be rewritten. That single word, behavior, is the good news hiding in all of this. Instinct is inherited. A habit is built. You get a say in the second one. Now let's talk about what it actually costs you, not in one dramatic moment, in small, invisible ones. The late fee that hits because you never saw the date. The subscription you meant to cancel 8 months ago, still leaving quietly every month. The interest that grows in the dark, precisely because you keep the lights off. Avoidance doesn't stop the number from moving. It just moves it without you in the room. And there's a deeper cost, harder to see. Every time you look away, you tell yourself a small story, that you're the kind of person who can't handle this. That story compounds too. Not just money slipping, but confidence draining. You slowly start believing money is something that happens to you, instead of something you steer. The debt was never the worst part. The quiet helplessness you learned around it was. And confidence, once it starts leaking, is far harder to refill than any account. Nobody sends you an alert the day your self-trust starts to slip. Now picture the opposite. Not a richer person, a calmer one. Someone who checks their accounts on a slow Sunday morning, coffee in hand, no drama in it at all. Here's what's strange. They're not looking because the news is good. Sometimes it's bad. They look anyway, because they've broken the link your brain made. For them, looking isn't the moment of pain. It's the moment control comes back. They've learned a quiet truth. A number you can see is a number you can work with. A number you're hiding from runs the show. They think in systems, not moods, not, do I feel like knowing tonight? But when do I always check? The feeling stops getting a vote. The schedule carries them on the days their nerve would have failed. That's the entire trick. Nothing heroic, just a fixed appointment with reality. They removed the one variable that ruins most people: how they happen to feel that day. That is the difference a schedule makes when courage runs out. And this is where the two lives separate for good. It isn't income. You can earn a fortune and still flinch at your own statement. It isn't intelligence. Some of the sharpest people avoid the hardest number the longest. The difference is a relationship with reality. One person treats bad news as something to outrun. The other treats it as something to read. Same fear lives in both of them, by the way. The calm one isn't fearless. They've just decided the fear doesn't get to drive. They feel the exact pull to look away, and they look anyway. That single choice, repeated on ordinary, forgettable days, quietly builds two completely different futures. From the outside, it looks like luck, or nerve, or some gift you weren't born with. Up close, it's just a plain habit of facing things while they're still small. The gap between them didn't open all at once. It opened one unopened envelope at a time. Small, on time, and boring. That's what makes it winnable. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Avoiding the number never protected you. It only protected the feeling. And you paid for that comfort with interest. Not just money interest, attention interest. Because the thing you won't look at doesn't get smaller. It gets louder. It sits in the back of your mind and hums. You feel it in the grocery line. You feel it at 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling. That low, constant drain on your peace is the real price of not knowing. People think avoidance saves them stress. It does the opposite. The unopened envelope is heavier sealed than open. It weighs on every unrelated hour of your week. And the moment you finally look, the monster usually shrinks. It's almost always smaller than the version your imagination has been feeding in the dark. Sealed, it owns you. Opened, you at least own it. That trade is almost always worth making. The dark is where every number grows its extra teeth. So here's the reframe that changes everything. The Ostrich Effect was never really about money. It's about your relationship with the truth when the truth is uncomfortable. And that relationship is a choice you make dozens of times a day. The envelope, the email, the conversation you keep postponing, the checkup you keep rescheduling. Everyone is the same fork in the road. Look or look away. Here's the line worth keeping. What you refuse to see still shapes your life. The number you avoid is still spending your future. You're just not in the room when it happens. Prosperous behavior isn't only about earning more. It's the plain willingness to look at true things on purpose, especially the ones that make you flinch. That's the muscle underneath all of it. And like any muscle, it grows only from the reps you'd rather skip. So the real question was never how much you owe. It was whether you're willing to know. Everything else in your money life bends around that one answer. So here's the practical part, and it isn't financial advice. It's a behavior. Pick one fixed moment each week to look. Not when you feel ready, you never will. A set time. Sunday morning, payday evening, Whatever reliably repeats. When that moment arrives, you open the thing you'd rather not. The statement, the balance, the number. You don't have to fix it in that sitting. You don't have to have a plan yet. You only have to see it. That's the entire task. Look, on schedule, whether the news is good or bad, because the goal was never to feel brave in the moment. It's to make looking so routine that fear stops getting a vote at all. You're not trying to become fearless overnight. You're trying to make one honest glance boring. And boring, it turns out, is exactly where control lives. Do it 4 times and something shifts. The dread doesn't vanish. It just stops being in charge. One glance on a calendar beats 100 good intentions. Tomorrow morning, that envelope will still be on the counter. The same red stamp, the same cold coffee beside it. But now, you'll understand the small, silent war happening in your own hand, the reach and the pullback. It was never really about the paper. It was about whether you let a 2,000-year-old instinct decide what you're allowed to see. The bird never buried its head, not once in all these centuries, and neither really do you. You just look away, and looking away is a choice, which means it's a choice you can make differently, starting with one sealed envelope and one steady hand that finally opens it. Same counter, same light, different person holding the paper this time. The reach wins this time, and the envelope, at last, comes open.